football and business.
Summer
For the
doesn't.
rest of
I'm
it really
doing what's
started to
best for
hold
me.
my brain. I couldn't focus. My name is Nyles Morgan. Just a little bit about myself. I've been playing pro football for the last 9 years. I've been playing in the CFL for the last 5 years. I was with the Edmonton Elks and was just traded to the Ottawa Redblacks this past offseason. And even with that process, like a lot of adversity, as we'll talk about later, but been doing this for a long time. I love what I do and very passionate about playing the game and all the other things that come along with it. And I'm just grateful to have the chance to inspire the next generation to be the best that they can be. And then we have our co-host today, Noah Curtis. And Noah, let's I guess tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, so a little bit about myself. So this is year 4 for me playing in the CFL for the Edmonton Elks. Born and raised in West Palm Beach, Florida. Been an athlete my whole life and definitely been through a lot of trials and tribulations when it comes to adversity and fear, lack of motivation, mental health problems, and I'm just excited to talk about how we can better each other in the next generation or college kids, whoever it is.
Yeah, I guess we'll hop right into it. Noah just said it. Our first one that we're going to talk about is fear. There's a real fear.
The pressure starts right out the gate as soon as you enter the building.
Fear of getting hurt again.
You can only do what you can do.
Let's talk about what fear is, playing. We can just start with the professional level. I think that honestly, like, I had the most when I got to, pro ball, just the difference between playing collegiate ball and even high school. For me personally, high school, it was always a brotherhood, like truly, like still love my dogs to this day from Cremoni, which is the high school that I came from. We went 12-0 my junior year. We had like a Cinderella season. It was amazing. And that brotherhood was like for life. It really, and that's really how it feels. And went to the University of Notre Dame where it was the big stage. Like every game was sold out at home. I love my guys from ND too. Like truly, like we still have our group chats to this day. And we always are still, connected to one another somehow, some way. As I got into my pro career, I still have great relationships with guys, like still keep up with old teammates, but the turnover is so crazy. And I know you know what I'm talking about too. Like, just being a pro football player, like there's a real fear that somebody might take your job. Like, it's not like, oh, I go to practice and I do okay today. And, just because I'm a starter today, I'll be a starter tomorrow. That's not the case at all. Like, there's the game of football, and then there's the game within the game. And then at the pro level, there's the game within the game within the game. And when I say that, it's like you are playing mental warfare every day, not just with the opponent, but with your coaches, with your teammates. The game gets very political. People have their opinions, and you want to make sure that you're on the right side of these opinions because it could cost you your job. One day somebody feel differently about you, your ass might be gone. And no, I'm sure that you've seen that before, being here with them to Elks. And I'll let you speak a little bit more about just that type of fear.
So when I got to Edmonton as a rookie, I mean, the fear, you could just sense the fear in the building from day one of rookie camp, because I believe it was, I can't remember the exact amount, but we had a lot of like newcomers. I think it was like around 80 to like 90 people.
Yeah, a brand new team.
It was basically a brand new team.
You got there in 22, right?
I was in 23.
23.
Not
okay.
22, but in 23, when I did rookie camp,
Yeah.
we had like ex-NFL pros. I can't remember the names, but we had like college standouts. People,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
we had,
we had some dudes.
last year's U alums here, former first-round picks.
Mhm.
I mean, the pressure starts right out the gate as soon as you enter the building. I can know me as just like a very naive kid from South Florida who parents raised him well, that fear, like it hits you like this.
Yeah,
as soon as you get to like breakfast in the morning, it hits you right there because you're me. I analyze stuff. I'm quiet. I analyze. So I'm like looking around the building. I'm like, damn, he was like He was like a first round pick. He played a couple years NFL. He was a college standout. I'm like a nobody essentially. So there's fear right off the bat with that. Then when you're on the field, you know, you're not with the ones, you're not even with the twos. I was with the threes when I was with the threes and fours with rookie camp. So I'm already behind the eight ball. So I'm not getting that many reps. So you can only do what you can do at that point. So that the mental game starts to come in there where the ones are getting like 4 reps, the twos are getting 4 reps, and then the threes are getting only like 2 reps.
Maybe one.
And you got to make the most out of your reps.
Imagine that, like you're a third, fourth string, and you're trying to prove yourself, and you only get 2 reps out of the whole period. Like, that's real pressure.
And I was a fourth round pick here.
Yeah.
And not that I say I expected to be, higher up on the boards, but
Yeah.
That's immense fear, and that's immense fear right there. And then even, when I made a team and we were playing together for the first time, there's fears from the vets, from the older guys. You have to perform. You got to do your job. You got to know your responsibilities. If not, there's fear from leaders like you and Jake Ceresna and, KB, Gino. There's fear that, if you don't play well, they've been in the league for a while. That report, they're going to talk to Jones or the head coach about me. I don't know my stuff. And then even with, we had guys being there for like 2 days, 3 days at most and getting cut. So there's always that fear of getting cut.
That reminds me. Tell them about how you have grade sheets, and it's like you get graded on every rep. And so if you're a guy who comes in, so for me, when I got to the CFL, I was pretty much blessed to be a starter. I was a second string. When I got to the Elks in 2021, I started out with the twos, and by day 2, I was with the ones. Like it just is what it was. But that wasn't my rookie year coming in. Like I'll tell you about my rookie experience. It was crazy. Talk to them about like just the grade sheets, like how like if you are a first, second string, you get 2, 3 reps, 4 reps, 5 reps, and you basically have more chance to make more plays. Like your percentages is spread out amongst good or bad. Versus if you were a guy who's a third, fourth string and you only get 2 reps, you can't mess up neither one of those 2 reps. You mess up them 2 reps, you're gonna be at 50%.
Well, the grade sheets go back to college because we did this at college.
Yeah, college.
Too.
College.
We didn't do it in practice where I was from, but in the games, there's always, we were graded on two different things, alignment, assignment, and execution. It was 2 different things. So when I got here in the league with the Elks, we used to grade our practices. And I remember Jones to this day, he would have us write stuff down on a sheet of paper on the plays. What's the play call? Do you give yourself a yes or a no? And how you could be better in those plays. So I only got 2 plays, so I had to make the most out of my reps anyways.
Absolutely. So then let's go over a few, I got a few points here of fear that athletes deal with. And pretty much we kind of hit on majority of them, like fear of failure, right? That's a real thing. Fear of judgment, fear of getting hurt again. We can talk about that one too. That's a serious one. And just fear of not being good enough. And then I guess the fear of, like letting people down back home, because, no one knows like the pressures that athletes go through. Like, I think a lot of people in my life, in my corner, they thought that it was more of like, well, obviously this is all a blessing, but it was a sense of like, oh yeah, like he's just fine. Not knowing that is like physical and spiritual warfare going on daily, like truly. All right.
That's all I got.
Appreciate you, bro. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. It was a great session. My God.
Appreciate you.